Well, now time for Have You Heard? Here is someone who really did not rise to the occasion at all when the cameras were rolling. Possibly the worst first pitch in history. Oh! Look, the photographer just takes the brunt of this. It happened right before the Royals-White Sox game yesterday. Now, you'd think since the photographer was nowhere near home plate, he'd be safe. Not so much. My favorite part about this, the woman pitching here after she nails the photographer, she's not concerned about him. She just keeps on celebrating. Yeah. You'll see it keep going. She's like, yay, I threw out the first pitch. Sorry, guys.
Oh, my God. It makes me laugh every time I see
So
it.
good.
Isn't it
Who's this
amazing?
woman?
Do we know?
I tried to find out. I think she was just like a random fan. There was no one at the White Sox game last night.
Hidden
So they must have
identity.
just taken her off the street.
Like, hey, ma'am, would you? Yeah, that's hilarious.
Maybe
I feel like I'd do something like
She was
that.
confused in her peripheral vision, but she square right on the old
I
beat.
released it too late. It went that way.
That was her
She's
problem.
still analyzing it.